Welcome back. Here in the second half of our program, we have with us two guests. We have Reverend Lois Kraft here from Pastoral Ministries. And Lois, you've brought a guest with you today.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
That is?
Chaplain Annie Smith. She's chaplain of Garden Ridge and Hospice.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We're glad you're here. And let's start with the subject that you'd like to talk with us about today, and that is the annual memorial service at Garden Ridge.
Yes, we've certainly just had our annual memorial service in the chapel here at Green Spring, but over in Garden Ridge is a little unique situation. So we have a biannual memorial service that will highlight or memorialize the residents who have passed from July 1st through December 31st of last year. And at that memorial, we invite the family members back of those residents.
Wonderful.
And we also put a high emphasis on staff attendance at that memorial service because the interdisciplinary group over there have certainly served and remember and all feel the loss even more deeply, from housekeeping all the way up to certainly our nursing and administrative staff. So we put a high emphasis on that. And we will have many family members that will come back and for this group, yeah.
So sometimes at Garden Ridge, folks have passed, but maybe there's been a memorial service for them that has been away from Garden Ridge, and the staff members at Garden Ridge haven't really had that opportunity to say goodbye.
Yeah. So what we have started to do and is really working well is offer the family members an opportunity to do a gathering or memorial gathering at Garden Ridge, and many family members have taken advantage of that. So right on the neighborhood where the resident lived, we will do a gathering there where residents and staff can come together and share last memories and laugh together.
Yeah.
But the biannual service is going to be held on Wednesday, February the 22nd at 2:30.
Okay.
And so all of our residents all across Green Spring are invited to come over to this.
That's excellent.
Yes.
And that's true for many of us who may have known someone who passed at Garden Ridge, who moved from here to Garden Ridge, and that's a good opportunity.
Yes, it is.
Good. That's a wonderful idea.
Thank you for allowing me to share that today.
Certainly. And what happens at this memorial service?
There will be a candlelight, so we will light candles. And this year we're adding a little feature where we're asking families to send us younger pictures of that resident.
Oh, how nice!
So we can highlight and see them in when they were in their high careers and or marriage time or something like that. And so they will do that. And so this is going to be a very special.
So it's really a celebration of life.
It really is a celebration of life.
The entire life of the person.
Yes. Yes.
That's terrific.
Yes. So
Good. Thank you for sharing that with us.
you.
And we encourage people to attend.
Definitely. February the 22nd at 2:30.
February the 22nd, and that is what day of the week?
It's a Wednesday.
A Wednesday.
Right, in the Garden Ridge Meeting Room.
In the Garden Ridge Meeting Room.
Yes.
And that's on what floor, Annie?
That's on the first floor, right across from the reception's desk.
Okay, so
Yes.
easy to find.
Easy to find.
Okay,
Easy to
that's
find.
good. Thank you for coming and sharing that with us. Anything else that's happening at Garden Ridge that you would like to share with us today?
No, we will look forward to our annual Garden Ridge Goes to the Chapel, and that will be later in the year, so there will be more to come on that.
Okay.
So our residents get to come over. Again, a major feat for everyone to pull together, all departments,
And
to
I
get them
think
to
that
the chapel.
is where you're asking some of us here on this side
Oh,
for some
yeah.
assistance in
Lots
getting
of
your residents
volunteers.
there.
Lots of volunteers are needed.
Okay,
and,
so
and we
that's-
thank you for your
Okay, so that's the time for us to kind of keep an eye,
Yes.
an ear open. that,
Yes.
hey, maybe we can be of some assistance.
Definitely.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good deal. All right. Lois, I think you also wanted to talk to us today a little bit about the structure of Pastoral Ministries here, and you gave me a handout here.
Yes.
I'm going to hold this up to the camera here, and just to show you how extensive the structure of Pastoral Ministries is here at Green Spring. I looked at this and went, wow, who knew? So let's talk about this just a little bit.
Absolutely. This actually came up in response to a few residents who did not quite understand the way that Pastoral Ministries is structured. And having been here almost 4 years now, and I think the way that I came in helped me to understand the structure a little bit better and from more of a grassroots level. But within Pastoral Ministries, there are a team of 8 of us. And 3 of us are specifically Pastoral Ministry staff paid by Greenspring. But then we have 5 other staff who are paid for, whose salaries are covered by the faith communities. So if you look at the structure that's in front of you, you'll see that, for example, under the Village Church, you'll see Reverend Jim Bell, the pastor of the Village Church, and Reverend Miriam Gentle, the pastor of Congregational Care, and Maureen Klutz, who is the administrative coordinator and treasurer for the Village Church. Now, each of them are also Greenspring staff, but their salaries are covered by the Village Church contributions.
I don't understand who the Village Church is.
Absolutely. The Village Church is one of the Protestant faith communities in Greenspring, and probably the oldest faith community within Greenspring.
So this is not something that my monthly fees pay for?
No, it is not.
Okay, this is something that a separate entity of
Yes.
Greenspring residents contribute to separately.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So through tithes and offerings and other contributions that are given to the Village Church for its operations.
So the Village Church is like a private congregation
within
of residents of Greenspring,
yes,
who happen to meet in our chapel.
Absolutely, and they meet on Sunday mornings. They have an early service at 8:30, and then they have a 10 o'clock service.
Okay.
So that's the Village Church, and again, we're looking specifically at structure and salaries and things of that nature. As I mentioned before, there are 3 of us who are specifically or technically Pastoral Ministry staff whose salaries are paid for by residents, like you mentioned before. And so that is Chaplain Annie, who is 80% on Garden Ridge and 20% hospice. And so, 8 hours a week of her time is devoted to the care of providing hospice care as a chaplain. And then myself, and then Ingrid Calcagno, who is the administrative assistant in Pastoral Ministries. So that takes care of the technically Pastoral Ministry staff.
Okay.
And I'm actually going to be writing about this in the next issue of Faith and Focus.
Well, I think that's a good idea
to go
because
into more detail.
We see so many posters on the screen, on the scroll, and in the various there are various posters that come out in various publications, and sometimes I wonder, well, who is who in it? And who pays for what, and where does this come from, and what organization? So 4 of you really are Greenspring. 3 of you really are Greenspring employees, and others belong to other congregations, just as in any community in the United States.
Right, and I do want to mention 2 others just during this setting, and again, I'll be writing about this at a later date. Ruth Wagner is the Catholic Pastoral Associate, so her salary is paid for through the Catholic faith community. And then Jeannie Hennepin, who is the Minister of Pastoral Care, is with Greenspring Fellowship, or some people know her as, being with the Monday night group. So those are the 8 of us, and again, I will go into this in much more detail in the next issue of Faith and Focus, because it does get complicated.
So whatever your faith, there's normally someone here who is related to that faith.
Absolutely.
Yes, and if someone has a question, if someone comes here and says, well, I am of X faith, where could I find someone to talk to who's related to my faith? They could come to your office.
They can come to us.
And you can direct them towards someone who is.
And then if there's no one here that shares that particular faith and they want to have something started at Greenspring, we can be instrumental in helping them through that process together with community resources. We really do work together collaboratively, working as a team. And then if there are particular sessions that they're interested in having, because there's no one else here, then we can also work with them in that capacity to offer
or
a
you could
session.
help them perhaps contact someone in the local community.
Absolutely, to come in and present on that, whatever that topic is or
Okay.
whatever that faith is.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. We just have a couple of minutes left.
Okay.
I wanted to look at your special events calendar for the month.
Okay.
There's a really good movie coming up, one called The Kind Words, which is a drama. This is a Jewish community sponsored movie, and this is a kind of a strange movie. I looked up what it was about. I hate movies that say they're comedy drama. This is called a quirky bride drama which follows 3 Jewish Israeli siblings the revelation. Let me read this. In the wake of their mother's death, learn the man who raised them is not their biological dad. The revelation sends them on a road trip from Israel across France to discover the truth about their real father. Wow. But it's quite an interesting story. The other movie, and there's another program, a very interesting one. This is a 2-parter. A discussion on the life of Elie Wiesel,
Yes.
which is going to be very, very interesting. That one is February 7th and 14th. And we all got a flyer about these in our cubbies. And there's another movie coming up that I highly recommend to you. This is a Disney movie. It's not animated, but it's called The Queen of Katwe. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. This is a story, and I can't say it quickly enough, but because we don't have enough time. But this is a story based in Rwanda about a young lady who, through learning how to play chess, learns a lot about herself and really is able to pull herself out of the slums of a town in Rwanda up to great heights from there. I just cannot, just reading the story of it, it's a really feel-good story, and I really highly recommend that you go to see that. And this is on February 21st in the theater. The other movie, The Kind Words, the one about the 3 siblings, that's on February 1st in the Hunters Crossing classroom.
So that one.
I'm hurry it up from my camera person. Ladies, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate all the information, lots of interesting programs going on. And I have some announcements to read to you.